and be reasonably comfortable, I should knock it off.
Yeah. And
So
actually, I feel the same way.
well, I'm glad that you feel the same way.
And so does Kelly.
I sympathize.
Yes.
But anyway, that's my feeling. So there's some of them that never reached a longevity, you might say. So I can't say. I have no
Well, it's
idea.
just I have an 8 and a 9. Those are the two oldest.
Those are just.
I have an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old.
I think in Greenland, are they still doing the patrols in Greenland with Eskimo dogs?
I'm not sure.
They up until just fairly recently, they used to patrol every winter with the dog teams, and they disposed of them at 7.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So.
Well, that's what I figure. If they can't work and do what they were bred to do, there's no quality of life for them.
No point in having them around.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not a house dog.
they're an animal and they're a work animal.
Yeah. Like a farm animal, like you would have them like that. Yeah.
You know, you think nothing of raising a calf until it's 18 months old and knocking it off for T-bone steak.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why should you feel badly about disposing of the dog?
Well, no, it's just like going back to some of these articles I've been reading saying, well, you know, I mean, now you've got these older dogs and, you know, you're better off to just put them in the, like she said, you just put them out in the dog yard and let the other dogs just tear them apart. I mean, to me,
that's not my. I'm not in favor of that.
No.
You know,
and I just could not believe when I read that article, and I'm like,
you can buy a product called Atravet. At least I think you can still buy it. I used to buy it anyway. And you give a dog something to eat with a bunch of Atravet.
just go to sleep.
And they go to sleep. And so then just shoot them.
Yeah. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, especially you're in the middle of nowhere and...
If you relied on the vets in town here to help you with just about anything that there isn't a dollar in, you can forget it. Because they're not going to. And they're going to badmouth everything that you decide to do and all the rest of it. I mean, it's I might sound cynical, but I've seen the results of some of this nonsense, and that just doesn't pay off.
Oh no, I mean, it's like, you know, somebody says, well, your dog's got cancer. Well, and now it's going to cost you $3,000, $4,000. You're going to extend that dog's pain for months and because you can't
deal with it.
Yeah.
Right?
But
and that's
one of the other things, you know, he's a lovely, fluffy little guy, and he just loves that harness and all the rest of it. So we're going to start working him. We're going to run him with the team. Sort of a nonsense. The next thing you find that the dog's got bad back legs.
Okay, that was another question that I wanted to ask you.
Hip dysplasia.
Like, the Canadian Eskimo dogs are pretty well, they haven't been dickered with, right? You know,
right.
they haven't been genetically tinkered and dickered with. I don't know if that's a correct term to be using in a conversation like this, but that's the only one I can use, is dickered with. So, what I needed to know was, like, what are some of the medical problems that the Canadian Eskimo dogs have? You know, can they, like the Malamutes, it's snow blindness, cataracts, hip dysplasia. Do the Canadian Eskimo dogs?
They don't seem to have any of those problems.
But if you run them too soon or sour them, or that you can,
young,
and too young,
you're going to have that problem because
yes.
There's all.
So then we create that type of a medical problem
right.
in the dog.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know because...
I think we raised Malamutes for a long time, and the big problem was hip dysplasia and dwarfism. And I've never heard of dwarfism for the last 25 years, I guess.
There's a woman I belong to the Alaskan Malamute Club of Canada, actually, and there's a lady by the name of Marie. And she actually has dwarf. And in order for you to get a clearance on your dog, what you have to do is you got to take, let's say, your bitch to her dog, get it bred. And then all of those puppies have to be either spayed or neutered because they are direct carriers. And if you end up getting some dwarfs, then obviously both are carriers. That's what she's doing, and she charges quite a bit for that.
Jesus.
You know,
Anyway,
it's almost cleaned up. There's like you said, 25
like I
years.
say, I haven't seen dwarfism, and I haven't heard of it for at least 25 years.
And Canadian Eskimo dogs never suffer from that kind of stuff.
I've never seen one with bad back legs. So, anyway.
I was going to say, because I mean, my first litter, they were all outstanding, solid fronts and superb back ends. Not one cow hawk.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the other thing. Like, do you see, you know,
Yeah.
were they many that were cow hawk, like some of the other breeds that have the
Yeah.
problem. So basically, from somebody such as yourself that raised them, raced them, ran them, showed them, I wanted it right from the horse's mouth that, you know, Canadian Eskimo dogs are pretty well genetically clean. There
Yeah,
is
they
the
are.
occasional whatever. Most of the problems you have with hips and stuff is usually man-made because we've screwed the dog up at too young of an
Yeah.
age.
Siberians, again, I've seen very few problems with Siberians. Except that they've been bred now for looks rather than to work.
They are. You should see them in the ring these days. You'd be just shaking your head disgusted. You wouldn't want to run one of them on sled. Horrible front ends, horrible back ends, but they're cute, fat, and fluffy.
Yeah. So you said Never Cry Wolf was filmed right here?
Yep, there's the pictures of some of the wolves up on the wall there.
Wow. The story that Farley Mowat wrote, the book that Farley Mowat wrote, that
Yeah.
was made into a movie?
Yeah.
Really? Just like right here on your
Some
Alpine
of it was
Tundra?
done right here. They did a lot of training. Right, we had a great big compound right the other side of the back door there, and some of the training, all the training was done there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a real feather in your cap.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Terrific movie. Terrific movie. And you got your first Eskimo dogs in
80.
1980?
Yeah,
And Carpenter started in 75 or 76 with the program, right?
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Any other questions?
I just keep bopping them out. No, it was basically health, diet, exercise, you know, longevity, when to start training, kind of sort of thing. And I think we've pretty well covered it all, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, I managed to save some things. Have you seen that? That's
Oh, wow.
just a cover picture, but there's an article in there about Eskimo dogs.
North. 1976. Yeah, I've seen this article.
I have it.
Yeah.
A lady down in at the Abbotsford Dog Show said that she had found some articles and she emailed them to me. And here's the original. Look at that.
Now,
Wow.
you might be interested in that.
Oh, Psychology of Sled Dogs. These are the one that for the gentleman that wrote for in the war.
I'm not sure.
Oh, on the South Polar Journey. We're from Jeff Dimsdale.
Oh, yeah?
This is out of Canal to do with
You
the
were
inspection committee.
You were asking about the registration of the Eskimo dogs?
Do you believe that the Canadian Eskimo dogs and whatever descended from wolves?
I have no proof that they did or they didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's a big thing in Edmonton right now. It says from from wolves, WOLVES, wolves to woof, WOOF. And they're saying that there's all, and it shows how all the dogs came down from wolves.
Oh, I saw that program.
It was on television not very long ago.
Do you mind if I take a picture of this?
No?
So here's a whole article on the diet of sled dogs. Department of Zoology.
I think a lot of that stuff is redundant because you would have difficulty being able to find
Some of their requirements and some of their things, right? Food for Antarctic sled dogs.
Very, very nice.
I'm going to take a picture of that too. Or you can
Oh,
email
you
me
want to
that.
take a picture of that?
Yeah.
This probably will come out better on yours than mine. Because that does have some registration numbers, because we are putting together this really, really huge database of all the dogs that we can find,
oh yeah.
you know, to make all the connections, right? And we're needing, like, missing links like this, and you've got two numbers here, you know?
That's too bad.
So that might help us out with some of our
Well, I
search.
phoned Nicole, and she seemed to be getting better, and she said her cold was getting better, nose wasn't dripping anymore. So, she what? Oh, well, how could she? Dave was away.
I don't know if I can
Before
on my
we
camera.
left for the lake.
Well, you might have to do it on the
So you have
table
a
or
good
something.
time? Yeah, wasn't that great here. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't spectacular. So what did he get done?
Not turn sideways. I'm not gonna turn sideways.
So did you get him straightened out? Oh, good.
I don't know if you can.
Of course, we could always just write the number down too, eh?
Can you get that?
Yeah. Shredded a bunch
one
of
of my
stuff in the
reds.
filing cabinet, and now it's nearly empty.
And just before we got her knocked up, she just had a litter 12 days ago. So
Garbage again. We don't really need these,
Charlie
goat shit.
Gauthier was here about a month ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man! I would have loved to have seen him and have him open because I live in his house.
He was a real good friend of mine, Charlie, when he was in the RCMP here. And he used to come back to go to court time
Yeah.
after time after time. And he used to come out and spend the afternoon BSing and drinking coffee and telling lies.
Okay, all right.
And so he brought another policeman friend and his wife out.
Be all right now.
They were up on just to the Yukon for some reason or other, and he brought them out here about a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's he living? Is he still in Fort St. John?
No. Wait a minute now.
He went to work, what, at 11?
He's retired,
this afternoon.
and I forget where he's living. I forget where he's living. But he is retired.
Oh, she's there now. What time is it?
Yeah,
You,
that's,
you met him once.
Okay, right.
You might not remember, but that's the dog you met in the back of my
I'm doing
truck.
some-
is that right?
some
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
addresses, so my mind's-
Yeah, well, I'd be skeptical.
Yeah.
And you were, at that point, you said, wow, that's an Eskimo dog. I'm really
Yeah, I'd be
impressed."
skeptical.
The camera doesn't take a really, it's a funny angle.
No,
but-
and the tree gets in the way to,
Yeah,
That sort of stuff.
just trying to find a good picture.
Oh, yeah, Lynn phoned and she seems quite positive about the whole thing and, yeah, she said, I know, Wednesday, day after
How about that
tomorrow."
one?
And she's there, and the phone's working, so she was able to phone me.
that,
No, she went in for a post-op.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
and look at that.
Oh, it switched to another
It
picture.
skips to another picture.
On Wednesday this week and has a surgery.
Well, you look at those two,
Mm-hmm.
and look at the difference.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But she seems quite confident.
There's a vast difference in the
She's gonna have-
conformation of the head.
She wanted to know.
Now, if you were to look at the body of the two of them, there's a vast difference in the conformation of the body too.
And he said, definitely take it.
Okay.
Don't miss a beat. Don't. So she's in the day that she has
Find it
this
in there.
surgery, she'll have to tell her to remember to
Okay, I just wrote their names and their numbers down so that doesn't get.
That's a bigger red.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
He's got his big moose bone there.
Mm-hmm. I hate to say this, but I would, just from the, looking at the two pictures, I would say that if you were to have the opportunity of going back and finding out genetically what the composition of the dogs were, you'd find that there was something else in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because those ones are descendants from Carpenter, like the red one,
yeah.
right? He come out of Carpenter's kennel, like his mom and dad and that, so. And then the smaller red one, the first one I showed you, the mother was a Jeff Dinsdale dog. And the father was his father.
Well, Dinsdale had a couple of dogs that he brought up here to go on the mail run one year that were suspect.
But they were registered, right? That's the problem.
Oh, they were registered.
Yeah.
They were registered. Oh, yeah, Dinsdale got in on this
Yeah.
registration deal with Carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is you got a group third on this dog.
Eh?
Said you got a group third on this
I think
beautiful
these were in here.
black and white dog. This group third.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And who's this showing this dog?
I think that's Mrs. Thompson.
Mrs. Thompson?
Or no, Hansu Eddie's wife.
Who's that?
This lady here.
Yeah, that's Hansu Eddie's wife. I don't know her name.
That's my
Regetta?
wife.
Oh, that's your wife?
Oh, no,
That's
no,
Regetta, isn't it? Regetta?
That's Henrietta. No, not Henrietta.
It's Hans's wife.
Utley's wife, anyway.
Yeah.
Ann's Utley's wife, Reggie.
Reggie.
These are both your dogs?
These were, yes. Yeah, they were.
Look at the gorgeous fronts. Great angulation.
Yeah.
Can you remember how old these dogs were in this?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. To go back that far,
Yeah, I'm just curious.
What's that?
My memory is not
The
that
age of these
wonderful at the
dogs
best of
are, yeah.
times. And
Oh, shoot, I couldn't tell you now, but they weren't that old.
Absolutely beautiful.
These were our two Malamutes that have got best brace and show.
Oh, look at
They
that.
look almost identical except this guy.
I think this one was in here.
And they, you know,
I
shouldn't
think
really
this
have-
one was in
But he
Not
was-
this
quite.
he
package
was
from
so
the kennel.
beautiful and so
Oh, yeah,
showy
yeah.
that, yeah, between the two of them, they got best brace and show.
Well, you must have just recently thrown out your tattoo kit.
We did.
We did, as a matter of fact.
Because I was out the Mount Lorne dump, and I was like, this is somebody's kennel
Did you
kit
find
tattoo.
it?
I did.
Did you take it?
No, I didn't take
Why
it.
not?
I microchipped my dogs.
Oh, okay, that's
So-
what.
The numbers have all
This
expired
is
anyway.
when he had
Yeah.
Malamutes.
Yeah.
Years and years
Yeah.
ago.
Because I
They
did,
were-
I,
they were
you know,
so
I did,
nice.
I did come
They
down
were
here a few
gorgeous.
times
See,
because we
Malamutes
were looking
are
at
my
property
husband's
down at
heartbreak.
the end of Annie Lake
Right.
Road
yeah.
for
They're
a
my
while,
favorite.
you know?
They just.
And we're subdividing
because
our
they're easier
property
to
right
handle.
now,
And this was on the Iditarod.
which I don't
And
wanna
there's that
do, but I
one
have
that,
to kind
How,
of.
how much property do you have?
Just about
He was
18
Bill's
acres.
lead dog on
And
the
you're subdividing
Iditarod.
it?
Yeah,
And he was
I
fabulous.
need money.
And here he is.
Don't want
again.
to, but
Here he is
I
again.
was married before I came here.
See, I love my
And in the
house,
divorce
too. I really
settlement, of
do.
course,
Yeah.
I had
Everybody
the 4
says, you know,
kids, and my husband left.
But that's all
Where
I
was
could
I gonna
find.
go with 4 kids
We just,
and all these dogs? And I wasn't about to, after
Well,
I
that's-
moved to the Yukon,
We just. we're just a
abandon
little
my
bit late, I
dream.
guess.
To heck
Yeah,
with
you
that,
are.
because
Sorry,
I'm
we
stubborn
just
as they
did.
are.
It's just
We
to
just-
try
So I
and
managed
find,
to
you
give
know,
him
the
everything I
missing-
possibly
Too
could out of the
bad.
house,
Missing
but I
links.
took on
we
a
had
lot of
lots
debt
of
load.
information.
So it's only
But,
been, I've only
that
been
was
able to
before-
do that,
we
you
didn't
know, to
do it
subdivide.
after we
Lately I
talked
put
to
the
you. It was
application
done
in
just
because the
before you
government
phoned
said it
us.
was okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't
Hold
know
that
how
for you.
long I'm
just
gonna
gonna
have
see
my
if I
dogs,
can
but
take a
I
picture
found
of it.
Beverly, so we
Well,
might
take
be
a
able
picture
to
of
just
it
do
straight up
something a little
or
bit
like
better.
No, I'm gonna try it like that, so
Like
that
that.
my,
Well, that's interesting.
see, what's happening is my
But we just-
stupid
We
flash
go around the
is
block and then we go
flashing
down towards the Yukon
See?
River.
Watch.
Lorena Mitchell
The
is
picture?
one of
Yeah.
my,
Oh, I remember
And
Lorena
the flash
very
is
well.
flashing on
she's
it.
one of my
Making the
neighbors,
glare.
you know, and so
I'm
when I go
wondering
out to train my,
I said
drove-
maybe we'll just
I
go
married
outside, 'cause this is
Lorena
a
and her
phenomenal
husband.
picture.
Did you
This is
really?
Oh, there, how many of
her
these?
first husband or her
Is
second
this a
husband?
print? Can a person still
First,
get it?
because her first
Prints
husband
somewhere?
died, didn't he?
You go
Yeah, he
home
did.
and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
The second one.
Yeah. Very
Those
much.
pictures that were taken of you and the Eskimo dogs, how many prints were made? 45?
Oh, no, 5,500. No, 55,000.
Yeah, 55.
55,000.
Yeah, and you can't get them anymore.
Wow.
'Cause, so.
Yeah, they were kind of nice prints.
I'm just gonna run outside. I'll just take
Oh,
Jake's
okay.
picture outside.
Sure, go
Just
ahead.
getting old is for the birds.
I know, it sucks, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Anyway, here's the
Yeah.
picture. of
Got her.
You got her?
When we had Malamutes, those two were the two that I got best at brace and show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were great. And they were so good. Showed off like a son of a gun. This guy got best in show.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this one's the same. These are the only ones I could find now. These are on the Iditarod, and that's the one, this one.
Okay.
He was Bill's leader at one time before he got the Malamutes.
Yeah.
And this was when we first started, and they were all Malamutes.
Wow.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They really
Did you
are.
guys live in Yellowknife too?
No,
No?
no,
No?
no. We just moved to Whitehorse in '71.
From where did you move here?
Well, we were all over BC because Bill was working for Chevron then,
Oh, okay.
and so we went all over, didn't we?
Yeah, when our oldest daughter was in grade 10, she'd been in 13 different schools.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but this
So
is
how
it.
many kids do you have?
With four girls.
4 girls. That's a handful, Mr. Thompson. How did you ever manage that? My dad had 3 and I thought he'd pull his hair out.
Yeah. Well, he was away a lot, so.
Yeah.
So can I move this?
Yes.
I don't want to knock that down.
Any more than time.
Oh no, I don't
Time
want
is
to
nothing.
knock
We've
that
got
down.
lots of them.
So have you had any bites on the house?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I've had
Oh,
a
good.
few, but I don't know.
Like everything else,
Takes time.
people think they're going to get everything for nothing.
Look
Yeah.
at this.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's better. Oh, much better. Look,
Yeah.
See? Yeah, there
Oh,
was a
yeah.
glare right in the middle there
Yeah.
before. That
So I'm gonna
looks-
take these two outside and take them outside as well.
Oh.
It's just the flash because we're in the house.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not. Okay, sure, you do it.
I'm going to, because, I mean, I want to be able to show the CKC judges,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing. I've been invited to go down and do a symposium for 55 CKC judges.
Holy.
Because half the judges in Canada
I've never had
have never had their hands on a Canadian Eskimo dog.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
doubt it.
That's true.
And there's a lot of the older judges are passed on, right? But only the new ones that are coming up.
Yep.
So,
I,
you know,
I was president of the kennel club for a while, and it just and we were raising Malamutes at the time. At least we had a couple of Malamutes. We weren't really in the business of raising Malamutes. But we did have a male and a female and a litter of pups.
Yeah, we had 11 puppies. And she was Mama Bear,
Yeah.
but that wasn't her registered name. But she had 11 pups, and we had to watch her like a hawk, you know. Take one off and put another one on, because there were only, 8 teats?
oh,
And there were
jeez.
11 puppies.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they all-
that's music
And they
to
all
chairs.
lived.
My husband says, like, I've got a little film that I made this afternoon of the three, there's one big boy and then there's 3 girls. One girl's underneath and there's 2 on the other side. And he says, because he worked on the engines of a ship, he says they're like the pistons. He said they're just,
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. That's
and you know,
exactly
and you
what
can
they're
just see her just get drained, like
Yeah.
you say.
Oh,
but
yeah.
this litter's a little different because she had a C-section. We were really worried about her
Mhm.
because we were worried that she wasn't going to accept them all.
Mhm.
But she came through at flying colors, and they stapled her, they sewed her inside, and then they had these little nice, neat little staples.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the second day I checked her, half the staples were
She licked
gone.
them out? She
So
licked them?
I checked her wound and I cleaned it all with colloidal silver, you know, and made it all, because it looked like it might get a little nasty, but I kept it clean. And then one day we were sitting up on the porch, because I don't raise my puppies in the house, they're all outside in a kennel building. And we heard this god-awful screaming that they make when, you know, you just hit them the wrong way, and they go, no, you're gonna kill me, you're gonna kill me, you're gonna kill me. Well, I guess one of the puppies had gotten its claws in one of the staples. So off we went to the vet Friday morning, and she said, well, just lift her up like that. She says, there's only 3 left. And she
Because I
had
wanna be
at
able to
least
show them
9,
and say,
because I was there when she
Listen,
had
this
it.
is gonna be,
And the
I sure
healing
wish I'd
properties of
kept
these
some of
dogs is
those
what blows me away
pictures.
too.
Yeah.
You know, like you get one
I
male
wonder
that puts,
who's,
I have one father and
secretary
son,
now.
and the
Yeah,
son said, well, I'm
Like
bigger
Dorothy
than you, and
Walker
he put
was.
the tooth in the dad's eye
She's
like
not
this.
anymore.
Well,
I'm
the
not
next
sure.
day, the dad put the
I'm-
tooth in there where
there's
it
been
really
so
counted.
many
He was
changes
just
in the
like this,
Canadian Kennel
and
Club.
I just put
It's
snow
really
on
hard
it,
to
and it
keep
was
up with
fine.
it.
It
Yeah,
was fine.
That's right.
And he was still sitting there with his goofy tongue out, you know.
Did they turn out?
yes, they did.
Oh, they turned out good.
Yes, they did.
But you guys, I know